Hello everybody and Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is my 2023 sewing resolutions and make 9 plans. First up, I would like to apologise for the noise in the background. We're in the middle of a storm at the moment and I've tried so many times today to film this when it's quiet, but the rain is coming down, the wind's going strong, so I really hope this isn't too annoying. So for those of you who haven't heard of a Make 9, basically the Make 9 challenge is very popular in the sewing community. A lot of sewists will choose 9 patterns to make throughout the year and kind of tick them off as they go, and they normally make their plans in January. I'm going to be participating this year because I haven't for the last few years, but I'm going to be doing it slightly differently. Instead of it being patterns or things to make, I'm going to be using 9 things out of my stash already, whether that is patterns or whether it's fabrics too, because it's building up and it's got to go at some point. So everything I can, I will link in the description box below, so the fabrics and patterns will all be down there for you to shop if you're interested. Some of these fabrics have been in my stash for a while, so I will try and find something similar if I can't find something exactly the same, and I will apologise in advance if you can't get your hands on them, because a couple of them are really, really beautiful dead stocks. So first up on the list, I am kind of cheating here because I'm using 2 things from my stash, but I'm going to count this as one project. I am going to be making my first ever coat in the very near future because I'm planning on cutting this out hopefully this week, and I'm a little bit nervous. The thought of sewing a coat really terrifies me. It feels like such a big project, but I know I can do it at this point, and I'm in desperate need of a new coat because I'm wearing the same horrible black puffer every day and it's so worn out and it's so grim, so I need a nice new coat. The pattern I'm going to be using is this one. This is the Simplicity 8797. I got this pattern a few months ago, and lots of people have told me that it's really easy to sew and it's quite a good starting point for making a coat. So I'm putting my trust in them and I'm going to give it a go. I really love the shape and style of this. I'm going to go for the full length version. I love the oversized fit of it too. I think it's going to be really nice and wearable. And the chosen fabric is this powder blue herringbone wool. Now this is more of a traditional wool. It's very itchy, so you would definitely have to line it. This would irritate me so much. I'm so sensitive. The colour is absolutely beautiful. It's going to be really warm as well because it is proper wool. This was sent to me by the lovely Rainbow Fabrics just before Christmas in exchange for some PR work, and I've got 3 meters here, so I'm hoping that'll be enough. Lining wise, I think I'm going to use some lining that I've already got in my stash. I was going to get some really lovely statement stuff, but in case this goes wrong, I'm going to keep it simple and I'm just going to go with what I've got. And because I really want to challenge myself this year, I am adding another coat to the list. You may have seen my autumn winter patterns video, and in that I talked about the Savannah Shacket by Mood. It's a free pattern. It looks really nice. And I also shared an All Saints shacket that I've had saved for the longest time that I've wanted to recreate. And this fabric has been in my stash maybe 2 years now. It's from Simply Fabrics Brixton. It is the softest wool I've ever felt. It is so nice, a really nice kind of hairy texture, if that's the word. It's a really good weight too. It's got a bit of drape to it, as you can see, so I'm going to go for a longer version of that. I don't know how warm this will be for winter, but it's definitely going to be perfect for layering and for autumn and early spring too. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to do 2 coats this side of summer. This might be one for later in the year, but I definitely want to get them both made at some point this year because this cannot sit on my shelf any longer. Number 3 on my list is the only one where I've got nothing to show you because I have the pattern because it's a free pattern. It's the Mood Calamint jeans, but I am struggling to find the perfect fabric. So last year I made some leather trousers. It was a labour of love. It took me a very long time, and it took me probably, I would say, a month on off to get these trousers perfect. I only wore these trousers maybe 3 times, 4 times, and I could have cried. They started falling apart at the seams, not because of anything that I did, but because of the fabric. Because I got a cheaper faux leather, which was kind of backed, it just was rubbish. It just wasn't durable enough. and it was really, really disappointing. I've been on the hunt for the longest time to find the perfect faux leather. I want something really high quality, something really durable, something that is not going to fall apart, because I cannot go through that whole process again and them last 5 minutes. I wear my garments constantly, I want them to last, so I want the fabric to be perfect. I've got a few samples and a few options, but if you know of any suppliers that sell any really good high quality faux leathers, then please send them my way, it'd be most appreciated. Pattern wise, like I said earlier, I'm going to use the Calamint jeans, I think. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to use those or not. I might use the same pattern that I used last time, which was a simplicity one. I cannot remember the number off the top of my head, but I'll pop it in the description box below. I like the style of the Calamint jeans. They kind of remind me of some Abercrombie ones I've been eyeing up for the longest time, but the ones I made before were so beautiful and such a lovely shape and really suited me, so I'm very, very torn. Yeah, that's number 3. Definitely going to be a long process, that one. May not even happen. That's probably the most likely on this list to not happen. So next up is a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric that I've had sat on my shelf for a while. I bought this back in the summer because it was a Rainbow Fabrics one and they sell out so, so quickly, and I didn't want to miss out on it because the colour, the print, the texture is just gorgeous. I love, love, love this. But I bought it and then loved it so much that I didn't use it because I was scared of not doing it justice, and I was really worried that I was going to make something with it and regret making that. So it's sat on my shelf. What a waste. I was going to make something for autumn winter out of it, but I think this print and this colour is more summery, so I'm going to save it for the warmer weather. But I have no idea. I have no idea what pattern I'm going to use. There's a few kind of floating around in my head, a few of my standard favourites. The Dream Frock by Lydia Naomi is an absolute favourite. I was thinking of maybe doing the one that I'm wearing, the Vicky Sews Lorraine, because I love that pattern too, but I really don't know. I'm so torn, but I'm really hoping inspiration and an idea will come for this because it's really, really pretty and would just make the most fabulous, fabulous dress or outfit. A ready-to-wear item that I wore on repeat last year was a white linen shirt. I wore it in the spring, I wore it all summer, I wore it in the autumn and absolutely loved it. It just looked good in so many different ways. But the one that I bought it secondhand off of Vinted, is not the best fit on me. I have really, really small shoulders, so I struggle with shirts, and this one just doesn't sit right. So as nice as it is to wear and style, it's just not the best fit on me. So I really want to recreate that shirt using the Marsha style Aaliyah shirt pattern, because I've had that in my stash for a while and it looks like such a perfect, perfect shape for a linen shirt. But I also thought of making more of a statement shirt as well with it for the spring, with this beautiful, beautiful, I want to say modal. I think this is a modal. I've had this for ages. It's a really, really pretty Barbie pink. I can't remember where I got it from or when I got it, but it's been sat on my shelves for a while and it's so nice. And I think as a shirt or a shirt dress, this would be super cute. Okay, so next up, I want to talk about a sewing fail that I want to fix this year. So last year, I started drafting just before our holiday some bikini bottoms. I wanted high-waisted bikini bottoms with like a ruched gathered style side. So I had extra kind of pleats and gathers of fabric over my tummy because I'm a bit conscious about that area. So before I started this, I just made another bikini and it was really successful. So I thought this was going to be successful. Oh no, it wasn't. So I tried to do gathered sides, but I'm not sure what I did, but this is what I ended up with. I tried to turn it in so many different ways. I kept moving the seams and it just was not. So I've got the bikini bottoms, but the gathers are on the inside. I'm not sure how that's happened. And I can't get the crotch seam sewn together. So that was a major, major fail. So I want to make those happen this year because I love the idea of them. And I also want to make a matching kind of ruched bikini top, similar to one I shared in a sewing plans video last year, because I never got around to doing that. And I think Edgewater Ave are creating a bikini top pattern that is very, very, very similar to that inspiration picture. So I'm waiting to see when that's released and get my hands on it, because I think that would be perfect for recreating this bikini. But yeah, at some point I need to sit down and unpick this, figure out what I did, how it went so wrong, and try and make it go right. I've actually lost count of where we are. I think this is number 6, but I'm not 100% convinced because I've got 2 more. So this should be number 6. No, then it should be number 7. Who knows? But wherever we are on the list, this is next. You may have seen this fabric before because I picked this up at the Stitch Festival in London last year, and it is exquisite. I've been saving this for a special occasion, and my best friend is having her wedding vows renewed in April. They're doing like a big ceremony. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm thinking of making something out of this for that occasion, and I also want to make a little matching bag. I did want to make matching shoes, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I've not even tried making shoes, so definitely not. I've been thinking for ages about what I could make with this because it's quite a heavy linen. It's not got a lot of drape to it. It's very structured, but I think I'm going to work with that rather than against. And I think I might do some sort of jumpsuit. I'm thinking of doing sort of wide leg trousers on the jumpsuit, or do it as a co-ord. And having a corseted top, maybe with some draping over the top or something. That could be really, really gorgeous. So the bodice would be similar to the style of the Vicky So's Francesca, so kind of with that draped detail, but with trousers instead of the skirt, obviously. And then I would have to add some sort of sleeves because it's April, it's going to be cold in the UK, guarantee. And probably going to be raining as well, so maybe I'll pair it with wellies rather than shoes anyway. Another fancy floral fabric. This is a satin fabric from Fabric Godmother that I got for my birthday last year. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got this watercolour floral. It's this really lovely pale sagey green. It's divine. I absolutely love this, and I was so thrilled to have this as a gift as well because I desperately wanted it, and it sold out pretty quick. But this is really, really pretty. This was another option for my friend's vow renewal, but I might wear it to a wedding that we're going to later in the year. I'm thinking with this, I want to use the Rose Cafe pattern by Daria Pattern Making, and either have sort of like a bias cut, more fitted skirt, or have a gathered skirt. I've only got 1.5 meters here, so I haven't got tons to work with, so I can't have sleeves. And if I do a gathered skirt, I'm going to be cutting it very, very fine. I might have to use something different for the back. I started making the Rose Cafe bustier just before Christmas for my Christmas Day dress, but unfortunately, due to a family crisis, our plans went fully out the window. But I really want to have a go at making that pattern again this year, but I want to do it underwired and boned and really, really well fitted. I really want to challenge myself and do it so it's more like a proper bustier. So I'm going to do a couple of toiles, and then the final version in this fabric will be the full supportive, all bells and whistles Rose Cafe. She says with such confidence. Not. And speaking of boning and corsetry and everything, the last thing on my Make 9 is another fix of a fail project that I did last year. I started making a chiffon dress last year and it just was not going my way. So it went in the naughty bin and has been left. But for Valentine's Day this year, I want to use this fabric because it's so romantic. It's this beautiful chocolatey brown floral chiffon with these beautiful pink flowers on, brown flowers on. I love this. I saw a dress on Pinterest. I put it on my Instagram stories and asked people what patterns they thought I could use to recreate this dress. It's got sort of like a corset detail around the waist, and then it's got kind of gathered cups on the bodice, long sleeved, and then a tiered skirt. So we narrowed it down to the Million Buttons dress by Daria Pattern Making, and the McCall's pattern that I've made a lot, the M7973, which has got a little ruffle collar and long sleeves, and then I will just draft the tiered skirt because that should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, I really want to recreate that. I want a proper kind of corseted waist. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the dress all in one as having the corset built into the dress, or if I'm going to do a separate corset that kind of ties and goes over the top, so then I could have it as a more relaxed fit. But then I'm wondering if I'm going to have excess fabric and stuff underneath and it might not look that good. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I want to make that pretty soon because I think this fabric screams Valentine's Day, doesn't it? It's so, so romantic. I'm starting to lose the light now, so I'm going to go on to the next bit very, very quickly. But I just wanted to dip into some 2023 sewing resolutions as well. I'm not a massive goal setter in that sense. I don't really make New Year's resolutions. I just kind of wing it. But when it comes to sewing, there's a few things that I really want to change this year. It's mainly upping my game. I really want to challenge myself to do projects that take a lot more skill, a lot more time, like the coat. I want to do a little bit of corsetry as well and practice some different techniques, that sort of stuff. I'm very much a comfort sewer and I like to make things that I know are going to be simple and easy, but you don't grow that way, do you? So I'm going to really try and push myself to do some more challenging projects this year. So my next little challenge for myself is that I'm going to try and slow my sewing down. I started doing this probably in about September, October, and have really changed the way I sew. I absolutely love a project runway moment, sewing under pressure, but I know that when I do that, the quality of my garments is not 10 out of 10. I want them to last, and I want to get lots of wear out of my garments. So this year I really want to slow it down, continue to do that, and I have noticed over the last few months a massive difference with the quality of my garments that's coming out because I'm taking the time to fit, I'm taking the time to press things in between seams. I'm just doing the techniques, doing the steps and making sure I'm doing it properly, which is so unlike me. But it's been a nice change, I've got to say. So I would encourage that. And my last little sewing resolution is fabrics. Now, I was going to put myself on a bit of a fabric ban because I do have a lot, but buying fabric, being creative and spontaneous with what I make absolutely gives me so much joy. And I really am a creative sewer in the sense that I'll see something and I will want to make it straight away. So I'm not going to take that joy away from myself. This is a hobby at the end of the day, but I also want to be careful about the waste, about the amount that I'm producing as well. So I'm trying to be a lot more careful about where I'm buying my fabrics from and the quality of my fabrics as well. Just trying to be a little bit more sensible. Like, I don't want to be doing massive fabric hauls where I'm buying loads of stuff that after a few washes is not actually that great. I'm pretty good with the fabrics that I've got. Most of them are a really, really high quality, and I will do a video one day about fabrics and which fabrics to buy, where to buy them from, what quality to look for, etc. But I do think that's something you kind of learn over the years. You learn which fabrics are better than others. I thought that was going to be a really short video, but it actually ended up being really, really long. So thank you for sticking with me. And also, sorry about the big break in uploading. The end of last year was just utter chaos leading up to Christmas. Constantly had one child poorly all the way up until Christmas, so there was always someone home. We had a family crisis just before Christmas as well, and it just was chaos, honestly. But this year, a lot of things are changing. My littlest baby is off to preschool, which makes me so, so sad, but also excited because I'm going to have a little bit more time to film and create content. So if there's any videos that you would like to see from me, then please do pop a comment below and I will add them to my to-do list. Don't worry, we're finally at the end now. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really hope this video gave you some inspiration and some ideas for sewing this year. Please do let me know if you've got any Make 9 plans or what your 2023 sewing resolutions are. If you have any, I would love to know. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Happy sewing, bye!